Hey everybody, Steve Bergen here, and this is a program that I call the Big Kahuna, and it's how to add up the numbers from 1 to 100. Okay, I used to teach this in Java, and before that I used to teach in Basic, and it's the classic program as somebody is gaining programming expertise. Can you write a program that will add up the numbers from 1 to 100? You need to go to data, you need to have a variable, and you need to have a counter. You need to go to data, you need to have a variable, and you need to have a total or a subtotal. I think I like subtotal better, right? You need to make the computer count from 1 to 100. Go to Control, find the repeat command, and say repeat 100 times. When I work with third graders or second graders, and not in programming but in math, I usually call it the Big Kahuna. I say the Big Kahuna in math, right, is can you as a third or fourth or fifth grader, whenever you're ready for it, learn to add 1/2 plus 1/3. And as a child acquires that skill, understands it, and can do it, then he or she has really, right, accomplished something. Well, in programming, this is the Big Kahuna. Can you write a program, right? Not with any paper in front of you, just from scratch, right? So can you write a program to add up the numbers from 1 to 100? So what I'm going to be doing here is taking the variable counter, and I'm going to start it off at 0, because I've been hearing over and over again, right? You start your variables in the header. Set counter to 0. Set subtotal to 0. Just like brushing your teeth in the morning, before the program actually begins, the variables get assigned. Now, in the loop, we need to increase counter by 1. Which of these 4 commands lets us increase counter by 1? Not the set command, that was for the header. Not for these last 2, those are boring and not interesting. It's the second one, change or increase. Change subtotal, no. Change counter by 1. Change the counter by 1. So the counter is going to increase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here comes the real hard statement that no matter how smart you are, it will take a while to understand. Change the subtotal, not by 1, but by what? If we're doing this program in real life, if I am working with somebody else and I'm counting, so if I count 1 and the Larry Bird doll is helping, when I say 1, the doll says 1. Then when I say 2, the doll says 3, because the doll's job is to add. When I say 3, the doll says 6, so it's increasing its value, the subtotal, by whatever was the counter. So change subtotal by counter. This needs to be studied, memorized, and made your own. And then we can easily just have a look and say the answer is, go back to our friend join and say the answer is T. The answer is variable data T. I didn't mean T, I meant subtotal. There's your program. 6 lines. I can remember computer classes I taught in the 70s where I told kids you're going to be tested on this tomorrow, and just practice it, memorize it. You gotta know this. This is the Big Kahuna. Increase from 1 to 100, counter, subtotal, run the program, You'll see the things change up here, right? And you can move these, by the way. That's a little bit more fun, but they're going to change so quickly that I just got to quickly put in a wait command. Otherwise, it's just going to be visually boring. Now we run the program. I forgot the green flag. That's okay. Do you see the counter going up? You see the subtotal going up? And hopefully your brain power is going up. You got to wake up tomorrow and practice it and be able to do it. Then 2 days later, the same. This just has to become easy and automatic so that you can create this program. It's part of your learning path as a programmer. And because I really don't like counter and subtotal, I'm going to go to data and I'm going to rename counter to be C, which I usually do, and rename this to be T. And this is more the way I saw things in, I don't know, 1978 or 1982, right? Back in those days of a different language, but exactly the same concept. All right, this is Steve Bergen signing off, and I hope this Big Kahuna, right, was good for you and that you'll practice. Bye, everybody.